This video is brought to you by Stony Brook Stitchers and is intended to assist you in assembling a cloth mask that has been approved by the team at the Stony Brook University Hospital. First thing you need to do is go to stonybrookstitchers.com, where you will find written instructions and a printable pattern. Once you have done that, all you need to do is print out the pattern. Pattern is very clear. It includes a 1/2 inch seam allowance. If you are planning to make multiple masks, you might want to trace the pattern onto a piece of heavyweight interfacing. That is an option. The only addition that I suggest is that you number the front 1, the nose side 2, the back 3, the chin side 4. That is the order in which this will be sewn. Step 1. 2 pieces of fabric, high quality quilter's cotton recommended. Right sides together, and good quality white fabric, again, right sides together, although in some cases there is no right side. Pin your pattern and cut along the edge of the pattern. Again, the 1/2 inch seam allowance is included, so you end up with 2 pieces that will together will make the mask. The next step is to pin along the curved front line, or as the pattern would show, side 1. Once you have pinned, the next step is to sew on both pieces along that curved line, which I've done in red so that it's more visible. We're using a 1/4 inch seam. After that, we open out the 2 pieces and we place them right sides together and pin along the top curved line, which on the pattern appears as seam 2. So we've pinned along the top line, seam 2, and the next step is to stitch. Stitch 1/4 inch seam along the top of side 2, which is our second seam. The next thing we are going to do is open out this piece so that your outer fabric is here. This is your inner fabric. And we are going to stitch along the center seam line through both fabrics. I've highlighted it by using red. I don't know how visible it is in blue, but it's clear on the lining side. Top stitch along the way, all the way through. Once that is done, we want to notch and clip the seam. So, we're going to come along the sides here and virtually clip, not cutting through, and then cut a notch at the top to make turning easier. Once we've done that, we need to look at the sides, or according to the pattern, the back. We're going to turn the back under 1/4 inch and then stitch it down along that line. Do that on both sides. That's going to form the outer edges of a pocket. Once we've done that, we simply fold the pieces together. Again, they're right sides in, and pin along the bottom line. The next step will be to stitch along this line to create the pocket. Once you have stitched, we're just about done. We turn using the side opening, turn it right side out. You can see the stitch line here. You can see the stitch line here. The only thing left to do now is to create a pocket for the elastic that will be running through. So, we are going to create a seam a 1/2 inch along the top and a 1/2 inch along the bottom. There's your seam along the top, and there is the seam along the bottom. We then insert elastic. If you're lucky enough to have an elastic needle like this, then you can kind of slide it through if you're lucky and pull the elastic through. You can also use a safety pin or a bodkin, whatever method is effective. This is a 19-inch piece of elastic. We'd have the top and the bottom. Once it comes through, tie it. And the mask is complete. And ready to be donated.